Hello, my name is Michelle Leroux, and I currently work as an intervention specialist in a large school district in central Ohio. And my school district doesn't use certified librarians at the elementary level, only at the middle and high school levels. So I created this training with the idea that, or this presentation with the idea that maybe it could be used in my school actually for a training on how to use InfOhio CultureGrams Kids Edition and to tell what it is and how it could be used in the classroom, especially for cultural teaching, social studies mostly. So I took an informal survey when I was thinking about this project, and we do have a lot of new teachers in my school. So I thought that I would gear this toward my elementary level teachers, especially those who aren't aware of or currently using InfOhio CultureGrams. So the goals here are to introduce elementary school teachers to InfOhio CultureGrams Kids Edition and just demonstrate some ways that it could be used in the classroom. And I also will be talking about how it can be used with differentiated instruction and for ESL students. And so this is the beginning. Welcome to this informational session about using InfOhio CultureGrams Kids Edition. This is going to be an overview of this wonderful resource, which is provided free to Ohio educators. This presentation will be especially focused on teachers who may not already be familiar with CultureGrams, and I'm excited to show you how this can be used in the classroom by yourself, your students, and especially for social studies related research assignments. But first, some housekeeping. Pay attention to the green arrows. So this, if you click on the CultureGrams flyer in InfOhio, this will show you the overview of this resource. And what's important about this page is see where the green arrow is pointing. It's how it connects to Ohio State standards for the grade level that you are teaching. Now, if you go to the InfOhio website, this is what you're going to see. And of course, we're going to be concentrating on grades K through 5. So we would click that purple box. And it would bring us here to this page. And if you scroll down, there's even more on this menu. But we're going to be focusing today where that green arrow is pointing on CultureGrams Kids Edition. And that's our specific app that we're going to look at. And once again, this is provided free by the state to Ohio educators. So we're going to click on the CultureGrams Kids Edition button, and it's going to bring us here. And the first page we're going to see is the world. And then we will go from there to, I want you to notice the green bar at the top where it has different things you can look at. I especially like that recipe section, so I wanted to point that out. One thing I like is that when you click these tabs, there is a lot of reliable information, but you're going to see that there's not an overwhelming amount, and I think that's important for our age group. So I'm going to click on North America, for example, and it's going to bring me here to Canada. I'm going to focus on Canada, but you can see the selection. Of course, here's the countries in North America. I'm going to focus on Canada, click that link, and it's going to bring me to this fun-filled fact page about Canada. I want to point out the left sidebar, which has a lot more that can be explored, such as holidays, history, or government. So I especially like this average person infograph, and if I click that, then it's going to bring me here to this nice little infograph that just talks about your average Canadian. And this is based on statistical sources like World Factbook, which is produced by the United Nations Development Project. So good information there. Now I'm going back out, and on that top bar again, I'm going to click videos, and I'm going to find Canada, and you're going to see that there's about seven video choices right there. Okay, so if I went back up and clicked graphs and tables, then you're going to see that we have different options for comparing countries And this is a good chart, and it's not something that I think we would use a lot of in an elementary school setting, but it could still be used to answer a question that a student might have, like, what's the biggest country in the world? So by showing this tab, by clicking these, we could show that the biggest country land-wise, land mass, is Russia with over 6 million square miles of land. So I wanted to talk a little bit about differentiated instruction because that's such an important part of teaching these days. And one of the best aspects of this website for differentiated instruction is if you look at the arrow pointing up, it shows you that there's a place for a student to click on to have the page read to them. A lot of web pages have this these days, and I just wanted to be sure that you knew that this one did also. And on a further note, since we have so many ESL students in our school, that translate button is the big arrow pointing right is the translate button. So that's going to be really helpful to our students who are really still in the process of learning English, which, like I said, we have so many of those students in our classes at our school. And I want you to know that for an exit ticket, there's always the option of just a student being able to verbally answer a question such as, can you tell me one new fact you learned about Canada after reviewing this website? So your exit ticket can really be a verbal response to show learning. Okay, and this brings us to the part where I want you to know that, once again, this is aligned with state standards, and so you can feel really confident using this resource because of this reason. Okay, as a follow-up activity, I think everyone should take 10 minutes and think of a country that's on your bucket list that you haven't been to and explore and find that one place you'd like to travel to and find an interesting fact that we can all share with each other. So if 10 minutes is up and we're back together again, here's just a few last tips. Be ready to assist your students as they look up their subjects. There is still a lot to this, and our students, even at grade 4, might need some assistance. Give specific guidelines on which tabs they need to click. So they kind of need a roadmap so that they don't get lost. Also give students guided notes when possible, and build confidence by highlighting their success. We want them to enjoy the process of finding this information. So that's it for today, and I'm really happy that you tuned into this. And so here is my reference. This all came from InfOhio.org. And you can, once again, go out and explore InfOhio. That's a very great website with lots and lots of options. But just remember CultureGrams, especially if you're looking for your students to research a country, or there's also a state version, which is provided by InfOhio. And so if you're looking for them to research anything geographically or culturally, this is an excellent resource for that. Thank you. Have a good day.